Hello everybody, and today I want to talk to you about social media in the modern workplace. So as its slide states, despite the huge uptake of mobile devices and its collaborative nature, its penetration into the workplace has been slow. The workplace is looked at for working and not to collaborate socially, though I think we couldn't be so wrong, in meaning that social media via a mobile device or desktop solution can be used to enhance the work experience and project experience that we all collaborate on a day-to-day basis. By implementing a workplace or social collaborative tool such as those in this presentation, our customers can make headway in promoting the same sort of collaborative usage that we have in our social lives and bringing it into the workplace, taking the pressure off traditional systems such as email, Link, SharePoint, by creating groups and channels and whatever option that the tool you implement has in the same ilk as that. We can promote a collaborative workplace that our people can share information easier, quicker, and maintain their knowledge of up-to-date events in projects and in company life. Also, we can protect our IP from our companies passing through commercial and social interfaces. People emailing themselves documents to take home, discussing company information over an IM chat on a social media portal. By implementing a social media tool specific for your company, you can negate any IP leakage. The first option I want to talk about today is Slack. Now, Slack originated as an in-house application for collaborating between game developers on the MMO game Glitch. Now, Glitch launched but was then closed down because there was no uptake. However, the company behind it thought that their application would work really well and continued to work on its feature set, and then it released to the market in 2013. As it says, Slack for Teams is a single workplace for your small to medium-sized company or team. So, the features. Slack offers IRC-like features, persistent chat rooms or channels, organized by topic, as well as private groups and direct messaging. All content inside Slack is searchable, including files, conversations, and people. And users can add emoji buttons to their messages should you really feel the need, so they can express their reactions to certain items that are placed before them. Slack integrates with large numbers of third-party services and supports community-built integrations. Major integrations include Google Drive, Trello, Dropbox, IBM Bluemix, GitHub, to name but a few. Slack announced their app directory, and at that time of us making this video, it consisted of over 150 integrations that users can install. So the interface. Now, a very similar interface. Some could say, well, is there only just one way of doing it? But you can see there's channels on the screenshot that I've presented before you on the top left-hand side, and then direct messages below. Any updates are flagged with the number of updates next to that channel. You can create open channels for anyone for your team to join. You can support private groups and one-to-one direct messaging, file sharing. As mentioned, there's nearly 100 to 150 integrations at the time of this video, an open API, desktop and mobile messaging solutions, notifications, chat, a drag and drop interface, all the things that you would expect. More functionality. Organize your team conversations in open channels. Make a channel for a project or a topic or a team or anything. Everyone has a transparent view of all that's going on. There's private channels for more sensitive information and direct messages to reach a specific colleague. It's all completely private and secure. You can drag, drop and share your files and search your entire archive, which is automatically indexed. There are also native apps for iOS and Android. Now the cost. So there's an unlimited free trial. Free includes searchable messages, archives up to 10K of your team's most recent messages, 10 apps or service integrations, native apps for iOS, Android, Mac and the Windows desktop, 2-person calls, and 5 gigabytes of total file storage. And that's for nothing. Now for standard, which is billed at around $6.67 per active user per month, which is billed annually, or $8 per user per month billed monthly, there's the standard solution, which includes everything from the free solution, with the additionals. Unlimited searchable message archives, unlimited apps and service integrations, custom retention policies for messages and files. Very good if you're in a retention hold solution and you need to get hold of legacy information or an employee leaves and you just see what they've been doing. Guest access, priority support, OAuth via Google, and a mandatory 2-factor authentication. Custom user groups to reach a team or department, group calls, and 10 gigabytes of file storage per team member. And now for the Plus solution. At $12.50 per user per month when paid annually, all from the free and standard, SAML-based single sign-on SSO authentication, compliance exports of all messages, 99.99% guaranteed uptime SLA, 24-hour support with a 4-hour response time, user provisioning and deprovisioning, real-time Active Directory sync with 1 login, Okta and ping, and 20 gigabytes of file storage per team member. Usage in the industry. This is taken directly off the internet. 8,000 customers signed up for the service within 24 hours of its launch in August 2013. In February 2015, the company wrote that around 10,000 new active daily users were signing up each week and had more than 135,000 paying customers spread across 60,000 teams. April 2015, 200,000 paid subscribers and a total of 750,000 daily active users. Slack passed more than 1 million daily active users. And it's currently penetrated the following companies: Airbnb, Pandora, EA, Samsung, Autodesk, LinkedIn. However, now LinkedIn's been purchased by Microsoft, you have to question if that's still valid. As of June 2016, Slack has 3 million daily active users and 930,000 paid seats. So the stats. How much has Slack helped you reduce your internal email? From a survey, people were asked. 48.6%. After adopting Slack, how much more productive is your team? 32%. How much has Slack helped you reduce meetings? 25%. So we're starting to see the value, and these stats come from Slack. So, take them as you will, that using a collaborative tool in the workplace is an added bonus. So a use case. So as stated by the Slack website, Slack for Teams is a single workspace for your small to medium-sized company or team. So it's got a tiered model with scalable storage depending on price plan. For use where Office 365 Enterprise license is not in place, it would represent an additional cost over MS Teams, which is available, I believe, in E1 or E3 and above. Hasn't been released yet, so we're not quite sure. I'm going to say it's going to be E3, but I may stand corrected. If the customer requires federated collaboration on projects, you can use Slack. Currently, Microsoft Teams doesn't do that. Enterprise functionality only available on top tier price plan with single sign-on and SAML. More expensive than the workplace with functionality only obtained at a highest tier. So Workplace by Facebook is quite a cost-effective solution. We'll discuss this later on in this presentation. It's also device agnostic with apps for Windows Phone, Android and Apple iOS. Let's talk a bit about Google+. So Google+ launched in June 2011, and we should all see this from our personal lives if you use an Android phone. Features include the ability to post photographs and status updates to the stream or interest-based communities. You can group different types of relationships, rather than simply just friends, into circles. A multi-person instant messaging is also available with text and video chat called Hangouts as part of the Google Suite. Events, location tagging and the ability to edit and upload photos to private cloud-based albums. Google Plus is integrated into the Google Suite of applications, which used to be called Google Apps, to provide a company collaborative presence. The top level features of Google Plus are, it has the same core features for the G Suite customers as for the consumer version of Google Plus, with an additional business feature available. G Suite customers can restrict the use of Google Plus to certain users and control whether data can be shared with people outside your domain, and manage users' social collaborations in various other ways. You can share content internally with all users in your domain, even if they haven't added all users to a circle. Along with their own sharing circles, users will see your organization's domain name as a sharing option. You can override the default sharing settings for individuals' posts and communities and lock that down, and update their own profile discoverability setting. Do you want to be discoverable? Use profile labels to recognize other Google Plus users in your domain, easily distinguishing them from personal or other external profiles. You can restrict posts to only your organization's domain, and users who receive a restricted post can't reshare it with people outside that organization. So the interface. Again, you'll notice very similar to what you see in the commercial version that if you have an Android phone, then you'll be very familiar with. On the left hand side you have the home button, collections, communities, the profile, people, and also settings, feedback. And you can see how Google Plus is organized. Available on the Android phone, on the App Store, and you can get it in the Microsoft Store too. So, device agnostic. Who uses it? Now here's the thing. Over 5 million businesses have gone Google, and in turn have access to Google Plus as part of the Google Suite of applications. There are about 2.2 billion G Plus profiles. Of these, about 9% have any publicly posted content. Of those, about 37% have, as their most recent activity, a comment on YouTube videos. Another 8% are profile photo changes. Only 6% of active profiles have any post activity in 2015. Only about half of those, 3% of active profiles, are not YouTube posts. So, you can take your own thoughts away from that. So the cost. The G Suite basic plan currently is at $5 per user per month, and that includes business email addresses, name at yourcompanyname.com, video and voice calls, integrated online calendars, 30 gigabytes of online storage for file syncing and sharing, online text documents, spreadsheets and slides, easy to create project slides, security and admin controls, and 24/7 phone and email support. And that's basic. So G Suite for business, $10 per user per month, everything in the basic, plus unlimited storage or 1 terabyte per user if fewer than 5 users, advanced admin controls for Google Drive, audit and reporting insights for Drive content and sharing Google Vault for e-discovery covering emails, chats, docs and files. Easily search and export to different formats, archive all emails sent by your company, set message retention policies and place and enforce litigation holds on inboxes. Functionality. So there's circles. The central feature of Google Plus is called circles. This is where users organize their connections into discrete groups. Friends, family, work, colleagues. If you add someone to a circle, they will be notified. Posts. The Google Stream. Posting is where you share updates or information of interest to your circles. You can also select who sees your posts. The stream is very similar to Newsfeed and allows users to see the posts from their circles. Hangouts. Hangouts is the instant messaging and video solution from Google. The +1 button, a bit like a like. Google Plus has a +1 button which functions in a similar way as the Facebook like button and allows you to demonstrate your approval of a post. Search within Google Plus. Users can search directly within Google Plus to find people, posts and resources. Hashtag. Google Plus will automatically scan a post and attach a relevant trending hashtag. This, however, can be deactivated. It's not for all companies and it's certainly not for all users. Ripples. That's a tool that graphically analyzes how a post has been reshared. Google Plus pages, similar to Facebook pages and LinkedIn company pages, and facilitates the setting up of a company brand to add that added part of panache to your Google Plus solution. Google Plus Local. These are pages that allow customers to interact with a business's location, submitting reviews, for example, and Google Plus Communities, which is similar to LinkedIn group communities, which allow users to interact around a specific shared interest. The use case. Google Plus is basically a social platform where users can generate content and collaborate with like-minded individuals within a company. It is becoming more popular due to the level of flexibility it offers in terms of engagement and its features, some of which are outlined below. These features have made Google Plus very popular with the business community as it offers the ability to filter out irritating background noise and constant posts. Google Plus integrates neatly with other Google products and is, for business, ad-free. As with Office 365 and Teams, Google Plus is part of a greater suite of applications. And if a customer or company has an existing agreement, then any additional software such as Slack, Workplace, etc. will be an added expense. MS Teams, the new kid on the block. So Microsoft Teams brings together chat, meeting, notes, Office, Planner, Power BI, and a host of other extensions and applications to help teams get work done. Okay, so Teams is a corporate-wide workspace where the individuals can have conversations as large groups or in small private groups, much like the other solutions we've seen so far. It does look, in its appearance, a lot like Slack and functions in similar ways with threaded persistent chats that can be open or private in one-to-one sessions. As you can see from the interface at the bottom right-hand side of the screen, you have your main window, your activity, your chat, your teams, with your channels listed, and a section for files and meetings also. It's got that familiar looking sidebar with meetings, files, chat and activity notifications. The conversation window includes the ability to drop meetings straight into that chat alongside files, notes and project boards. Now, we believe it is going to be made available to E3 customers and above as a free add-on. This may change as it comes near to release date. We don't know. At the time of this video, that's how we understand it. Functionality. So it's customizable for each team. You can tailor your Microsoft Teams workspace to include content and features for your team needs to access and use every day. You can add tabs to give frequently used documents and cloud service quick access, and you can explore data and take quick actions with bots. Totally able to integrate with bots. Pulling connectors for updates from third-party tools and services. So it's got security as well with broad compliance standards, data encryption at all times. Not as an option, but at all times. And that's at rest, encryption, and in transit. Multi-factor authentication for enhanced identity protection. Skype is deeply integrated, so teams can participate in voice and video conferences, and everyone can add personality to their digital workspace with emojis and stickers and GIFs, so you can make that message your own. Private groups are available for smaller group conversations, and you can search through the chat history anytime, including team chats with Skype that are visible to the whole team, though you can only search through the team chats that you have access to. The use case. So Microsoft Teams supports not only persistent, but also threaded chats to keep everyone engaged. Team conversations are by default visible to the entire team, but there is of course the ability for private discussions. You can customize the solution for each team. Tailor that Microsoft Teams workspace to include the content and features of your team's needs to access and use every day. So explore data, take quick actions, add tabs. As I mentioned in the previous slide, pull in connectors for updates from third-party tools and services. As I mentioned on this slide, not yet available for Company Federation, and Teams works on all major platforms. Microsoft has or will have apps for Windows 10, Mac, Android, iOS, Windows Phone, and even a browser-based client. So the interface, again, it's a hub for teamwork, all your content, tools, and people conversations in one place. You can enjoy built-in access for SharePoint, OneNote, Skype for Business, other Office 365 solutions, and work on documents right in the app. Teams also supports third-party plugins such as Zendesk, Asana, which is a very popular project management tool, and they've already said that they'll be working to integrate their service with Teams. The cost. Microsoft Teams is available in preview to eligible Office 365 commercial customers beginning 2016 November. The service to become generally available in the first quarter calendar year of 2017. Now, Microsoft Teams is available to Office 365 commercial customers, but the enterprise plans need to be checked. Microsoft Teams will also be available to customers who purchase E4 prior to its retirement. So, the interface, Slack and Teams side by side. Integrated with Enterprise Office 365, that's Teams. Leverages the existing Office suite of applications. No intercompany federation, and it's got a familiar user interface. To be released around about February 2017. Slack. It's a standalone product, tiered pricing, up to $12.50 per user per month. Leverages the existing Office suite of applications. It will allow intercompany federation, and again has a very familiar user interface and is out now. Workplace by Facebook. So Workplace was launched and rebranded in October 2016. Prior to this it was called Facebook to Work. And as the blurb will say on their page, it allows you to connect with everyone in your company and turn ideas into action. As we see in our own personal lives, our connection to social media is becoming more and more prevalent in our everyday life. People are sharing, people are posting, people are adding you to groups for social events and posting information in a group. Having this natural transition into the workplace seems like a no-brainer. Workplace is ad-free and completely personal and separate from your Facebook personal account. Functionality. Groups, as in the consumer version of Facebook, can be created according to your role, location, team or project. Onboarding a new employee, therefore, would be so much more easier. Instead of sitting down and going through that employee with all what's happened in a particular project, you can simply add them to the group and they can go back through the data historically to see what's going on so they can get up to speed so that conversations can be cut down to a minimum, therefore making people more productive. News groups attached to groups can trigger notifications informing of relevant announcements. You can search across groups that you have access to and trending news feeds. Live chat with individuals, including video, along with group chat, enhances that collaboration experience. So, daily active users of social media. So you can see Facebook, by far, by the graph on the left-hand side, is way ahead so far of its competitors. Facebook, they surpassed 1.69 billion people as of their last quarter. And if the social network was a country, it would now be the most populous in the world, even bigger than China. And it's got huge mobile penetration. It's a familiar interface with individual company branding. You can put your own company logo on there. Not a problem. Company colors. Workplace is easy to use because it's based on familiar Facebook features and a familiar Facebook interface. There's very little or no training for your user community because they've already gained that training in their personal lives. And there are always people who have not used it. But I think for pound, they would be in a minority. The community is therefore made up of your co-workers as opposed to your personal friends. You can develop your own profile, like you can in the civilian version, and follow co-workers to keep up to date on what they are doing. Each profile shows the news groups and groups they belong to, and the newsfeed feature that can be configured for alerts to keep that user informed. So who's currently using it? And this list is growing by the day. So they've penetrated many industries with telecoms, technology, real estate, transportation, entertainment, non-profits. So we've got the Royal Bank of Scotland have got Instance, Booking.com, Yes Bank, Starbucks, Global Brands, Danone, Oxfam for a non-profit, the RNIB. So cross-company federation and single sign-on, multi-company groups, shared spaces that allow employees from different organizations to work together to extend collaboration beyond the company in a safe and secure way. Cross-company federation. Workplace can be integrated with identity providers for user authentication. There's nothing to install on-premise. All you have to do is work with either ADFS, Azure AD, G Suite, Okta, One Logon on Ping Identity, all of which are supported to work with your single sign-on solution. Workplace also supports SAML, the Security Attestation Markup language for a single sign-on. So you should be able to integrate that into your solution with no problems. Security. Security is really granular. Workplace is built on Facebook's systems, which is currently keeping more than 1 billion people's information secure. They also follow the third-party industry standards, such as those set up by the Cloud Security Allowance, the NCC Group Security Assessment Report, and Service Organization Control Report on control procedures are available on their website. The public SOC3 report is also available for Facebook's Trust Center, where there is more information about that on the web page. So what's it cost? There's a free trial for 3 months. Then after that, you're based on usage. How many users are going to use it? How many active users per month? So for up to 1,000 active users, that's $3 per user per month. For 1,000 to 10,000, that's $2 per user per month. And then for 10,000 upwards, it's $1 per user per month. So the more your company uses Workplace, the less you pay per person. And it's free for non-profit and educational institutions. The use case. So like with the other tools we've looked at over the course of this presentation, Facebook allows company federated collaboration, uses a common interface familiar to billions of people worldwide, inexpensive tiered cost model, and granular security. We believe Workplace is ideally priced for customers who wish to implement a social network platform where they do not have an Office 365 Enterprise agreement. It's a very cheap option. Where there is an Office 365 Enterprise agreement in place, this would represent an additional cost over solutions such as Teams. However, Workplace by Facebook effortlessly integrates via SSO SAML into the modern enterprise. So there are links available, and links continued. There's an awful lot of information about that integration. Thank you very much for your attention on this. If you've made it through to the end, thank you. we do believe that these are really good solutions to look at and represent sort of market disruptors. Social media, I believe, is coming to the workplace, and whether we like it or not, there's not much we can do about it. Thank you for watching.